If Iran launches a missile carrying a nuclear warhead at the United States, it would be a situation with the potential to cause a global catastrophe. 1. Hypothetical scenario. Iran has acquired nuclear weapons, although in reality, as of 2025, there is no confirmed evidence that Iran possesses nuclear warheads. Iran launches one or more ballistic missiles carrying nuclear warheads targeting U.S. territory, e.g. New York, Washington, D.C., or a military base. The United States either fails to detect the launch in time or detects it but is unable to fully intercept the missile. 2. Immediate consequences. Political destruction and loss of life if the missile hits its target. A standard nuclear warhead, approximately 100 to 300 kilotons, can kill hundreds of thousands of people instantly and cause millions more to be injured and exposed to radiation. For example, if it hits New York, over 1 million people would die within minutes. Financial, information, and national security infrastructure would be paralyzed. Radiation would spread, rendering a vast area uninhabitable for decades. Immediate response from the United States. The U.S. possesses missile defense systems, Aegis, THAAD, and GMD, capable of intercepting missiles from a distance. However, a surprise attack could still cause damage if the systems fail to respond in time. Shortly afterward, the U.S. would identify the attacking nation, Iran, and initiate a full-scale nuclear or non-nuclear response. 3. U.S. response, retaliation. The United States possesses superior nuclear destructive capabilities. If subjected to a nuclear attack, the U.S. would invoke the Second Strike Doctrine, retaliating with a large-scale nuclear counterattack targeting major Iranian cities, Tehran, Isfahan, Qom, etc., military bases, nuclear facilities, and command centers. Iran would be almost completely destroyed within 30 to 60 minutes. The potential consequences could include 10 to 20 million deaths, nearly 1/4 of Iran's population, national infrastructure reduced to rubble. The U.S. might also launch a large-scale conventional and cyber warfare campaign in parallel. 4. Global response. Russia and China do not engage directly in the conflict, but strongly condemn both sides for nuclear escalation. Warn the United States not to expand the war to Iran's allies, such as Syria, Hezbollah, etc. Simultaneously, bolster their nuclear defenses and place their armed forces on high alert. Europe, NATO, offers political and humanitarian support to the United States, but urges restraint in any further use of nuclear weapons. Countries such as France, Germany, and the United Kingdom would hold emergency meetings to stabilize the situation and prevent the war from escalating further. Middle Eastern countries, shocked and fearful, especially Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Israel may seize the opportunity to strike Hezbollah and Syria, aiming to dismantle Iran's influence in the region. The Muslim world is divided. Some extremists may support Iran as martyrs. Many countries oppose the escalation due to fears of regional destruction. Point 5. Global economic impact. Financial markets. Global stock markets crash, especially in the U.S., Europe, and Asia. The U.S. dollar depreciates in the short term due to a collapse in confidence and disruptions in the banking system. Energy. Oil prices could surge to $200 to $300 per barrel or even higher. Oil transport routes through the Strait of Hormuz are disrupted, plunging the world into an energy crisis. Financial crisis. Global banks experience a liquidity freeze. Rising risks of inflation and soaring unemployment, potentially recreating a scenario akin to a Great Global Depression. 6. Psychological and social impact. In the U.S. and the West, widespread panic and fear of a global nuclear war, Mass evacuations from major cities, panic buying of food, medicine, and fuel. Surge in mental health crises and PTSD cases. Worldwide, many countries urgently accelerate their nuclear defense programs, raising the risk of severe nuclear proliferation. Rise in anti-war movements and anti-American sentiment. Islamism spreads. 7. Aftermath. Risk of World War III. There are two main scenarios. Scenario 1. Contained. Low probability if responses are restrained. The U.S. retaliates against Iran, destroying its regime but refrains from attacking Iran's allies. The world enters a new Cold War, with prolonged global tensions lasting for years. The United Nations is reformed, and nuclear treaties are re-established with stricter regulations. Scenario 2. Full-scale escalation. High probability. The U.S. or Israel launches attacks on Syria or Hezbollah, prompting Russian military intervention in the Middle East. The conflict spreads to the South China Sea, Ukraine, and the Balkans. World War III breaks out, involving weapons of mass destruction, setting humanity back by decades.